Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sweet Hot Rods and Honey, Daryl here. Today we're going to be working on a couple things. One, real quick, we're going to put the rest of the drivers, the bench seat in the backrest because we just haven't got that yet. And the other thing is we're going to work on getting that bed, the box put on. And we've got the pieces up here. We've got to assemble 4 pieces, 2 sides and a front and a back. So stick around. We'll show you some more odds and ends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Nice upholstered seat with a backing put on it, just to cover up that back. Now we got to figure out how this thing mounts. I forgot. It looks like there's holes on the rail, but I've got to locate them, which could be interesting. All right, let me set this to the side. Let me set this back here out of the way for now. And let's see where those brackets go. It's gonna be right around this ribbing for strength. Oh, okay. So I did mark it. All right, so we located it. Now, I just have to open that hole up, and we're going to need a plastic washer in between the mount point and the hinge. So let me go try to locate. All right, let's try to set this up on the seat and get these hinges lined up. Don't want to poke a hole in the seat with these hinges. So gotta be careful not to mess anything up, which I usually do. We're safe. All right, I couldn't find plastic washers, so I'm going to use a regular steel washer between the hinge and the seat bracket. And I think that'll work out okay. Okay, get in there. No, I missed the hole. Now, let me try this side first. Come on in here and have a close look for yourselves too. So the hole for this hinge is right here. I'll use it all to get it lined up. There. Now, if I could sneak this washer in there. Okay, that's lined up. Let's try the pin. Let me tap that in with a hammer or something. A wrench, whatever. And I need a pair of needle pliers, or regular pliers. Okay. Now I hope that the hole, I hope I didn't like shim it out too far. Might have to take that washer out on the outside here if I can't get to the hole in this stud. Straighten out this cutter pin. Alright, I should have oriented, and it's really tough to see. Maybe I should have put this together before I set the seat bottom in. I think I'm gonna have to try to remove this one washer. All right, now we're straight up and down with the hole. Let's try that. I'll put it at, let's see how close we are. Yeah, it's pretty close to the end of the stud. So I've got to get this cotter pin in there. All right, so that should be able to get that. Okay, yeah, I think we can get it. Tough when you can't see what you're doing. All right, let me try to get both these studs in, and then we'll start working on putting together the box for the back end. So we got the seat fully installed. It was a little bit of a job trying to poke the stud, the hinge stud through, but we got it. Got the cotter pin in. Seat belts are in, they're looking good. I think the interior is looking really nice. Yeah. We don't have any headrests, but headrests stick up above into the window area. Just doesn't look right, but this is stock. This is the way it came from the factory. A little bit of different seat cover, but yeah, in general, that's the stock seat. Steering wheel's not stock. Steering column is not stock. Dashboard is not stock. But yeah, it's coming along. So the next job is going to be to get these panels put together for the box, and I'm going to need help doing that. So we'll do that in a minute. Just want to say I got these hinges on. Didn't get the hood on, of course, but we got the hinges on, and so I installed the kick panels. Otherwise, I would not have been able to get the backing bolt onto the hinges. So hinges went on first, and then we got those kick panels in. All right, let's start working on this box. Forgot to mention that I have the emergency brake cable installed, and that's going up to the handle. So that's all connected. I've got it running underneath the frame rail, and it comes out here at the bottom of the frame rail. I don't know if you can see that. I put in a bracket right here. The end of the cable, the shell, or the shell of the cable bracket, and then it's just cable going back here, and that's going to mate up eventually to the left and right side of the rear wheel emergency brake. So I've got to get a bracket of some sort that's going to mate the main cable to the two individual wheel cables. So that's the last area for the emergency brakes. Everything else is installed. They're routed, the cable for each wheel. So left rear, right rear went over top of the pumpkin and then over to the wheel. So we just need that one bracket to connect the two halves. All right, on to assembling this box. I'm going to try to do this by myself. If I run into problems, I'll have to call my wife out here to give me a hand. But really, the only things that are holding this together, there are two bolts at the top of the panel, and I think I need a wrench just to loosen these up. They got painted shut. So I have those two bolts, and I think, if I remember correctly, there's one on the bottom. Let me see if this is the right size. All right, so these are. I had these bolts in when I painted the panel, and yeah, they're tough to get out. Okay, and these are grade 5 bolts, but I don't necessarily need grade 5. Let me check. I'm going to check to see if the stainless steel bolts I have are the same. I think they are. At the time, when I kind of did a rough fit, I had these grade 8 bolts. I'd rather use stainless. Yep, stainless works. Okay, I'm going to put these stainless in here. And I was afraid they'd bottom out on this one and knock against the top edge. All right, and we get a couple stainless washers. Okay, so that's better. We're using stainless wherever we can. Okay, now, let me see if I can do this without messing things up. the other side, I had to cut a little notch, and I didn't do it on this side. Well, why? It's offset by I'm gonna have to cut a notch into this panel to allow these two pieces to slip together. All right, well, okay, so here on this one side, I had to cut this notch so that the bottom lip on the outside panel slides in between that little notch. And I didn't do it on this side, as you can see. So I think that's the best alternative. Okay, let me get set up with the angle grinder, cutting blade, and we'll slice out a section. I don't want to damage any of these panels. All right, we'll get back. Here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Damn. I'm doing this all wrong. That should have been on the outside. I did it wrong. Ignore what I just did. I was trying to put this folded lip on the inside of the side panel. It goes on the outside. So now we've got a little notch there. It's not that noticeable, but I have to fix that after we put everything together. Shoot. Get it started. A few threads in there. Okay, that's got started. Oh, boy. It's always a learning experience. Get this one in. Okay. drips here. We're gonna have to wet sand this. Everything just needs to be wet sanded. There's a little bit of orange peel, not much on these panels, but there are some drips right here that we got after we painted it and clear coated and then turned it over, and it kind of ran down, even though it was smooth. All right, there's a place to put one bolt back here. So back in here, there's where the wood bed gets laid in and fastened to each hole. I'm going to put a through bolt there just to kind of keep this bottom together. Probably going to have to buy some more stainless hardware. That's not long enough. Okay, well, punt on that idea, but I'll have to, I don't know, I think I've got a carriage bolt of 1/4-20 carriage bolts that are long enough. All right, so 1/4-20, I think that's long enough. It's a temporary thing anyway. Just has to hold this together until we get the wood bed in, or I'm not certain what kind of bed we're gonna put in the truck, because we have that big step notch going across the top of the axle in the back end. So not certain how that's gonna work, but all right, let me tighten these up and then we're gonna do the other side. Okay, next side. This side I'll get it on right the first time. Okay, got that started. Bolt number 2. Yeah, put a block of wood in here because there's about, I don't know, 3/4, 1 inch gap from the side panel lip to the front panel. I'll just snug this up now. Doesn't have to be tight, just a little snug. Come on down here and have a look. Oh, these carriage bolts slipping on top. That's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. All right, now we'll put on the back piece, the bottom built that small, I don't know, it's like a 2x4 that goes underneath the gate. And looking around at this panel, it got a little scratched up when I stored it down the basement. Actually on both sides. Touch up, wet sand, buff and polish. Hopefully it'll cover that up. But there's a few spots that do have to be touched up. Like I said, there's a run over here, or drip from the clear coat, because I had flipped it upside down. But in general, the paint came out pretty decent. All right, let me get that piece back here. I'm not certain how that's gonna go on. In fact, I haven't looked at any pictures of exactly how it's gonna go. I mean, it's like a 2x4 that goes from side to side. But how it gets oriented, I'm not quite sure. We'll figure it out. Well, after walking around, scratching my head, stomping my feet, scratching my head some more, we figured it out. Actually, not really. It's pretty straightforward. This cross piece has I can't get it out. Has a lip on the inside, and these rest on top of the frame, and they line up with these holes at the back of the frame. So that was a good thing. The other thing is we've got holes that line up, and I believe quarter 20 bolts can go through there. And for the gate hinge, that gets mounted right there. So everything is lining up. Now the problem is I don't have the bolts to fasten this. And it looks like I'm gonna need 3 1/4-inch bolts on each side by about, I don't know, 3 inches. So that'll get fastened, and I should probably, it'd be nice to have, well, can we? It'd be nice to have bolts that go flush, no, I don't know. I forget I can't think. Anyway, so 3 bolts on each side, and that'll hold it. These will get mounted when the gate goes on. So my intention was to get these 4 pieces together so that when I get help from my friends, we'll be able to lift this thing up and plop it on top of the truck frame. Because I don't have these bolts right now, I might take one of those oak sticks that I had left over from when I made a bed on the 61 Chevy pickup. I might use one of those back here and screw in wood screws or sheet metal screws into that wood just to hold this thing square, and so it doesn't go wacky and torque the 2 joints up there. So, all right, well, I think that's about as far as I can go today. I'll put that piece of wood on and wait for my buddies to be available. It's Thursday, probably do it on the weekend when they're around, and yeah, we'll see how it goes then.
Eventually, later, more moments later.
Okay, it's time to put the bed on the back. I've got my helper. The two of us are going to try to lift it and hopefully not damage anything and get it up just in place. So we're going to set it, we're going to just work it across, lay the one edge of the bed box down onto the carpet and kind of gingerly scoot it over. So let's see how this goes. Okay, here we go. So you don't have to lift, you're just going to just roll it over on those rollers. Oh, have to kick that cushion out of the way so the roller doesn't get caught. Yeah, that's it. There you go, real nice and easy. I'm going to get it to a point where I can set it down on this thing. Now I'm going to shift over. You don't have to lift it. Don't lift it. Where's the pants? Okay. Let's see here. Now we can kind of walk it over. Why don't you go on that side now? And you may have to adjust this piece of wood there. And then we're going to try to get it so it doesn't slam down. Okay? How close are we to the edge of that?
Oh, you're catching that piece of wood.
Yep, I got it. Don't hold it down. Just let it. I'm trying to tilt it up. To take the weight off. Now you're going to have to do a little bit of lifting just to take the weight off of that. Take the weight off of that. That's it. All right, we're almost there. Go just another 4 inches if you can lift. All right, set it down. Real easy. Okay. It's, okay. I'm going to take out this one. Let's see how these braces. Oh, this brace has to come back towards the tire more. If you can slide that back. Careful. I got it. Now wait, let me do it again. I'm going to get the other brace under it so it has something to rest on. Okay, now if you can move that piece of wood back towards the tire.
This one?
Yep. Oh wait, we're losing this wood. Go ahead, if you can. Here, maybe I can do it.
Well, I need gloves on it.
No, I got it.
This is a sharp edge. I need gloves. This has splinters too.
Pull that piece of cardboard out. And then make sure that that front wood is underneath the metal on both sides. That's it. And get rid of this, or move this back one down towards the tire. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it right there.
I'm not sitting on this one.
That's fine. We're still safe and we're not damaging anything. Okay. That's fine. Let that go. Just let it go. Let it go. There you go. Now, I think, let's try to just move this front wood towards that way because we're going to let it rest on the second one back. Move that forward. All right, let me do it.
Well,
if you can't lift and move at the same time, I'll do it.
I can move it. I just need gloves.
Move it forward. Okay. All right, let's get that out here. Okay. I think that's about as good as we can get it right now. Let the take out. Let me pull this out of here. This out.
Put this out.
Yeah, it's not doing anything anymore. And let's get this carpet. I guess I can pull it. brake caliper. We need to jack this up just a hair. Okay, I'll get a jack into that. Okay,
Are we done?
I think we're pretty much done for now.
You still need me?
We may need to, let's try to kind of scoot the whole thing forward a bit. Like just up till here, look, till that right there. Yep. You just go easy. Just a bit more. Not much. There you go. Okay. Now. Okay. Oh. There we go. We're good. No, don't do that. Keep that there.
Oh.
I'll put the stronger one there. Okay. All right. I think that's it. All right. We got it without breaking anything, scratching, or any damage. Thank you, my dear. Well, we got the bed on. It's no longer a neutered pickup truck, but a real pickup truck. And it wasn't terribly bad. 2 people doing it. Thanks to my wife, she's a big help. So right now we have just the bed, or the box, I'll call it, setting on these wood straps going across just to hold it up. I have the rails, if I can find them. I have the rails, but they're in questionable condition. So I think I'm going to order a new set of bed rails that will, I think there are 3 of them, that support, they're fastened onto this edge lip. And they're located in the front, I think somewhere maybe where this, where the notch is, and one in the back possibly. So we're probably gonna have to do some modifications, and I'm hoping that the bed will sit roughly, you know, level-wise the way it should. Right now it is tilted forward somewhat, and it's got to go forward about another 3 inches, almost touching the back of the cab. Also, Steve was looking for dimensions of the wheels and clearance at the side wall. So now we know I can get my finger down there on the one side, the other side, on the driver's side. Right now it's almost touching. So it's roughly, I don't know, maybe 3/8 of an inch clearance on each side. So that's kind of questionable. I'm going to give it a try after everything gets permanently mounted. I'll see how close we are to rubbing. And if it does rub, I'm going to have to get maybe a 1/2 inch wheel spacer that goes onto the hub, and then the rim attaches to it. But we'll see. That's a future thing. I'm still waiting on the hardware to mount the cross member, and also where the hinge for the tailgate goes. So that's on the way. I just bought a hitch for a trailer hitch, and I might make a trailer hitch that will mount below that crossbar and get mounted onto the frame, and then at least fabricate the pieces, and then probably have it welded, or once I get some gas from my MIG welder, I might MIG it. We'll see. And it's going to be a light duty hitch anyway, just to tow a light trailer if I'm traveling. So yeah, it's getting there. We got to put the fenders on. I have all the hardware that's going to go onto these carriage bolts, and they get mounted into the square hole. We got to line up the back edge of the running boards, get those straightened out, and then the exhaust pipe coming out somewhere underneath the fender. I may have to modify these exhaust pipes. They disconnect right about there on both sides, so shouldn't be a problem getting those to work, and get the location of the exhaust coming out maybe closer to the wheel and at like an angle instead of straight out. So there's a few more things to do on here. I definitely need an extra couple hands putting on the hood because it's a little tricky doing that since we've got 3 mounting points, these 2 and then the main spring point. So I'll need 2 other people to help do that. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool. It's not a neutered pickup truck anymore. So I think that's going to do it for this video. We accomplished what we set out to do. We got a few things put on the truck, and quite happy about that. So I just want to give a big shout out to my brother-in-law Terry and my nephew Ganon and all my friends that watch the videos. I really appreciate it. And we're approaching springtime, so we're going to be getting out on the road sometime soon, and maybe early summer we'll have the truck all set to go. So again, thanks a lot, and I got more to come. I appreciate all your support. Alrighty, have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.